Hello all, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will explain how to use arrays.
So what is an array? An array is a data structure which can hold more than one atom or one value at a time. We had seen the same line when we have understood list. Elements of an array can be accessed by referring to an index number. Again, similar to list, arrays are ordered, lists are also ordered, arrays are mutable, lists are also mutable. Mutable means editable, enclosed in square brackets, and able to store non-unique items. So these first three lines of array are similar to list. So we have another title here. What are the similarities between list and array? Both are used for storing data. Both are mutable. Both can be indexed and iterated through, and both can be sliced. Then when both of them are similar, what is the difference? Array are to be imported from different packages or modules and is not inbuilt in Python. List is inbuilt in Python, whereas array is not inbuilt in Python. So if you are using array in Python, if you don't call it from outside, it will give an error. It does not know what is array. Okay. So this is the first major difference, that array is an external thing which is to be called or from package, from module. Second thing is array need to be declared. Like in list, we never use something to declare list. Like we never wrote that this is a list, car is a list, language is a list, nothing. We just typed car and it understood that it is a list. But here we need to declare that array is an array. So we'll see how to declare it. And another reason is that list is inbuilt, so Python know that when you are creating a list, it is a list, and when you are creating an array, it does not know it is an array. So you have to declare it. In list, it was observed that lists are created by simply enclosing a sequence of elements into square brackets. Creating an array requires a specific function from either the array module or from the some other module. Because of this, lists are used very often than array. After we make one array, you will come to know that it is exactly similar to list, and even making list or creating list is easier than array. Then why do we go for array? The reason is here, array can store data very compactly and are more efficient for storing large amount of data. So when it comes to handling matrices, when it comes to handle images, that time list will not be able to work. We need array. So in such cases where we have to do some mathematical operation or we have to deal with images, we need arrays. The main difference between list and array is the function that you perform on them. Arrays are great for numerical operations. List cannot directly handle mathematical operations. This I will explain with an example. For example, you can divide each element of an array by the same number with just one line of code. And if you try the same with list, you will get an error. I will explain this again, what I mean by that in the codes. Now, when do we use list and when do we use array? Now, if you need to store a relatively short sequence of items, as we have seen in the earlier video of list, then we use list. You don't plan to do any mathematical operation, then we use list. The data structure will allow you to store an ordered, mutable and index sequence of items without importing any additional module or package, that is list. But if you have a very long sequence of items, you consider an array. This structure offers more efficient data storage, and if you plan to do any numerical operations, then also you should go for array. List is what you know. Tuple, set and dictionary are few more things which are similar to list, and they are built-in data structure in Python, whereas array is not a built-in data structure in Python. Now, if you create an array, how do we create an array? So, in order to create an array, we have to write here a1 is the name of the variable equal to np.array. So here array means we are defining the array. So as I explained, we have to define the array. So here we are defining array, that this whatever we are creating and whatever we are storing in A1 is an array. And what is there in the array? There is a list of number 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what is this NP? NP is NumPy. So it is a library NumPy from where we are calling this array. Now if I run this, it will give us an error. I will show you how. Every time when you run on first code, it will take some time, and if we have live connection, internet connection, then in that case there is no need to save anything. Everything is saved automatically. So it is giving an error that NP is not defined. So it don't know what is don't know what is NP. So it is a problem for this now. What will we do now? I am using this Control C and I will just paste it here. Import NumPy as NP. So I am importing NumPy and I will write it as NP. So every time whenever I want to write this NumPy, I will not write NumPy. I will just write NP. Okay, so import NumPy as NP. Now if I run this, let us see whether it gives some error. No error. It is executed. How we can say it is executed? Because there is no error. It means it is executed. So this way we create array. Now another question which you wanted to ask, maybe like import NumPy as NP. Do we have to write this every time when we are doing this? No. In the file, in this particular file of array.ip and ipynp, we have to write it only once. Okay, so every time we need not have to write it. Now it is already written, so next time we do not have to write it. Now before we move on how to create array, something which I was talking here about mathematical operation, that I will explain. So now we know how to create an array. Import NumPy as NP. It is written here, that's why I am executing it again. No need to write this and execute it again. Now I am creating an array of numbers and the name of array is A1 and I want to see what is in A1 now. So in A1 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 numbers. Same as list, no difference. One difference that you can spot here other than what I have explained up till now is you can see square bracket and you can see parenthesis. So in parenthesis there is square bracket. Then A1 divided by 2 means I am dividing each element of this by 2. Let us see what we get. So if I divide A1 by 2, I am getting 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, 4 divided by 2 is 2. That is possible here. Now say A1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. And A1 is list. Now what is this A1? This is list. What is this A1 which we created earlier? Is array. This is array. This is list. And if I try to divide now each element of A1, that is a list, by 2, let us see what we get. We get an error. We get an error, and this is exactly what is said here, that if you want to do some mathematical operation, perform some mathematical operation, then it is not possible to do those operations in list. In that case you have to create arrays only. Okay, so coming back to this, how do we create array? In order to create array, first thing is to import NumPy and adds MP. Alias is NP. And how do we write? We write the variable. Now by now you have understood that how to write variable. and variable is np.array in parenthesis in square bracket the elements separated by comma. I will create another array A2. I will create third array A3. So what we have seen here in the second array, first and second, there are two sets in the array A2 and there are three sets in the array A3. So we can create arrays like this, just similar to list. Now what is in A1? How will we see that? That is to access an array, I can type here A1. And when I type A1, I am able to see what are the contents of A1. Similarly, to see contents of A2, slightly I will move it up. I will type either A2 or I can type print A2. So A2 is this, print A3, it is this. So it is 1, 2 and 3 list. So list 1, list 2, list 3 and this forms an array. Now how do we arrange the elements in array? So in order to arrange elements in array, we can use np.arrange. Now what is A4? A4 is not defined up till now, but we are defining here variable A4. And how are we defining variable A4? We are defining variable A4 by use of arrange, that is a built-in function, and we are using numpy for that. You can see here numpy. So numpy, that is np.arrange, and here we have to provide from where to here, 1 to 13. If I run this, it has created, and now we will see what is there in A4. So in A4 we have numbers from 1 to 12, 1 less than the last number. It is similar to indexing, 1 less than the last number, but here it is starting from 1 to 12. So this way, if you want to create an array of any numbers, we can create it by using np.arrange. It is important to remember where are parentheses, where are square brackets, where are curly brackets, and where is combination of parenthesis and square bracket. So we'll stop here. In this video, you practice this, and then we'll see more operations on array in the next video. Keep practicing. Have a good time.